listen, man, no one's talking about the win or loss. What did Cam Newton say? He said, oh, they talked about I didn't jump on the ball. He didn't say nothing about the win and the loss in that Super Bowl. So we could forget about the odds or whoever was supposed to win and Peyton Manning and all this nonsense, whatever the case may be. He chose not to dive on the ball in that moment. I was watching the game live. Y'all was probably watching the game live. When you watch that play live, then you guys can easily say, what the hell is Cam Newton doing? You would have expected him to put himself in harm's way. He was going to get hit going for that loose ball. Those guys were hounding for it, but he chose not to do that. That was up to him. That ain't got nothing to do with nobody. So what this comes across as, Cam Newton's been real sensitive because they mentioned him not jumping on that ball. You can tell that really bothers Cam Newton deep down inside, man. Because when you look at the numbers between Cam Newton and Jalen Hurts, they're pretty similar, guys. When you look at the running numbers and the touchdowns and things of that nature, man, they're pretty similar. Cam Newton's rookie year, he threw for over 4,000 yards. Never threw for over 4,000 yards again in his career. So we can say that Cam Newton came at his peak. And once again, Cam Newton was sensational. To me, Cam Newton's big playability, which made him great. You never knew what Cam Newton could do. He could break for 70 yards. He could break 3-4 tackles. He could run guys over. He could throw the ball deep on the run. He made the guys around him better because of his talent. But ultimately, Cam Newton didn't have the heart. He didn't have it in him in those moments. That's what he's remembered for. It bothers him. That's what I got from these comments from Cam Newton. So when you're talking about Jalen Hurts and you're talking about what he's accomplished in his career, irrelevant of the team, man, Cam Newton has some good players around him. We could talk about the lack of wide receiver depth and things of that nature. Having Greg Olsen there from the beginning of your career, all throughout your career, is a big help. We all know how much a tight end means to a young quarterback coming into the league. He's dependable, Greg Olsen. But he also had sensational players like Thomas Davis, Luke Kuechly, the defensive end. They had top defense in several years. Cam Newton's team won 11 games, 3 separate occasions during that run. They were a very good team. They lacked consistency. That was their problem from Cam Newton and the rest of that team. Injuries derailed them. Let's not forget, when Christian McCaffrey came in, Cam Newton got injured, man. So we really never got to see what Cam Newton could do at the end of his career with someone like a Christian McCaffrey, a sensational player like that. But I think Cam Newton has a little bit of bitterness inside him because Jalen Hurts has a Super Bowl championship and an MVP, and he's nowhere near as talented as Cam Newton.
And let's move to the Corey and Chris and Jay's favorite topic, which is football. But it's not quite football yet. It's really just something surrounding football. Cam Newton, right? He came out with a top 10 quarterback list, left Jalen Hurts off the list, right? He left Jalen Hurts off the list. I thought that was okay, whatever. And he got a lot of pushback. Ryan Clark, Stephen A. Smith, Dan Orlowski, T.O., a lot of people gave him a lot of pushback on that. And here he is defending himself, responding to how they responded to him, man. Listen to this, man. This is pretty funny.
Everybody got something to say about your top 10 list. And I'm saying it's everybody. We got Stephen A. He says he doesn't agree with you.
No. Play the clip.
Here we go.
Well, Cam's wrong.
Okay,
I do
go to the next clip. That's all I wanted to hear.
Cam's wrong.
That's all I wanted to hear.
All right, and then we got your boy Ryan Clark.
We have to stop allowing people to have excuses to disrespect Jalen Hurts. Cam recently said I was playing things safe, so let me cook for a second here, right? So there's different ways to look at it. Historically and presently, Jalen Hurts is the top 10 quarterback, and you're going to look at it different ways. You're going to look at talents above X's and O's, the ability to help your team win, and then to me, it's proximity to the GOAT. Let's take Cam Newton, right? What made Cam Newton great? Okay. He could be powerful.
Right there. And go to the next one.
Dan Orlowski.
Jalen Hurts is the quarterback you got to go through in the NFC to win the Super Bowl. You have to go through.
As we keep going, we even got comments. All right.
What's your comment say?
From Terrell Owens. It said, you would be judging him if he had all of that and wasn't playing well. This is a Skip Bayless type of statement with dreads. Don't be mad at Jalen because he's making great decisions. Maybe had you made the decision to jump on the ball.
Pause right there. Go to the next clip.
And last but not least, even yourself, a statement that you made about Jalen Hurts on this very show, 4th and 1. Does this season or Super Bowl put Jalen Hurts in the elite QB group?
I think so. Press pause right there. The point that Cam is trying to make here, ladies and gentlemen, is let's make people debate about sports again. because there's too many homeboys in the industry. There's too many people, the insiders that are moved by relationships and moved by, oh man, I can't talk bad about this person, or I can't critique his game because, man, I know that coach, or I know this particular person. Well, you're not talking about the person. You're not even talking about you guys' relationship. You're more or less talking about their performance. And that's what I would talk about. But as I keep unlocking Petty Cam, the next person that I will go to is Terrell Owens. Terrell Owens, I can say so much about you, and I will not, because at the end of the day, we all know that you don't have the best relationships with your quarterbacks. Me being a quarterback, I'm just going to leave it at that. Another person that will unlock Petty Cam is Gilly the Kid. Gilly, you posted me on your social story. And Peggy, I got a question to ask. Can you name me one Gilly the Kid album? Can you quote any of his music? But we know Gilly the Kid, not as a rap artist or a hip hop artist. We know him as a podcaster. We're in the same spaces. So your unpopular pick or your popular pick or the content that you create, Gilly, is the same thing that I do as content creators. So step aside, sir. Next, last but not least,
What's up?
Mr. Ryan Clark. Just for perspective purposes, can we tee up just the first 15 seconds of that clip?
Let's take Cam Newton, right? What made Cam Newton great?
Pause right
he could be powerful.
This is where people are not understanding here. You're attacking the messenger and not attacking the message.
Okay.
So since that we want to attack the messenger, Ryan Clark. Okay, let's pull up your stats. Second team All SEC. We cannot relate. Undrafted in 2002. We cannot relate. Then you have one Pro Bowl in 2011. We cannot relate. So if you want to unlock Petty Cam, and everything that Cam Newton has ever said on this 4th and 1 show has always been backed by merit and logic, but some way, shape, form, people keep attacking Cam, the person, or why he didn't jump on the fumble, why he didn't do this, or comparing and contrasting. So when I compare and contrast you guys' statistics and Dan Orlovsky, never mind. But as we keep going and we keep unlocking and keep poking the bear, and y'all want to play this game, I can play this game too. But Petty Cam, go back there.
Please go back there, Petty.
Because the message here is Jalen Hurts. This has nothing to do with me hating. Eagles fans, this has nothing to do with me being bitter. This is just my thought process in evaluating quarterbacks. Now, as Petty Cam is shelved, now Logic Cam comes out.
Welcome to the show.
The reality of this list comes down to a lot of different things. And where I was going with judging quarterbacks goes off of performance. And did you know, Peggy?
What's up?
That Jalen Hurts only threw for 2,900 yards?
Yeah.
In the whole season.
Yeah, 2,903 yards.
Did you know that his former teammate at Alabama threw for 36 yards less in Tua Tagovailoa? You know the kicker in that is?
What is it?
Tua only played in 11 games.
So, Britne, you're a Philly fan. You from Philly, and you like Jalen Hurts. And then Corey, you play quarterback. I want to hear from both of y'all first. Britne first, though.
No, let Corey go.
Give me the logic behind him not having Jalen Hurts top 10 and basing it on the fact that he didn't throw for a lot of yards, which is true, right? But, you know, it's like he named Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield threw for more yards and more touchdowns. Like, it's a lot to it, but he basically said, you got Saquon Barkley there. You had 2 running backs. You got A.J. Brown. Like, you don't have to do a lot, and that's the only reason why I'm saying that you're not top 10 coming into this season. But give me your thoughts on it first, and then, Corey, give me your thoughts on it after that.
Okay. Corey, go ahead.
No, go ahead, Britt. It's on you.
No, go ahead. Go ahead, Corey.
Are you mad, Brittany? Are you mad at Cam?
No, she got a tactical nuke.
No.
She about to do
No. I just think the conversation is becoming silly. Like, it's becoming silly. Okay. We talk about all the time, what is the ultimate goal?
To win.
Right. That is the ultimate goal. And how do you win a ring?
Play team ball.
Doing whatever you need to do.
You do whatever you need to do in order to get to the ultimate goal of winning the ring. Sometimes that means you might not throw 4,000 yards, right? Sometimes that means you do need to throw 4,000 yards. It's whatever your team requires you at that time in order to win that ring. In other words, you have to put your ego to side to think about the team first. I can't always think about my individual stats. That might not be what's best for my team. It might not. So I have to give Jalen Hurts credit for always thinking about his team first. He's a team first guy. It recently came out in contract negotiations. He didn't want all that money that he got. He wanted to make sure his team was still around. He's like, take care of my team first. I want Super Bowls. He said it. I want Super Bowls. I don't care about individual stats. We know Cam Newton is an individual stat guy. He said it. I like MVPs. I value my MVP over the Super Bowl. I respect any and everybody's opinion. I really do. But I don't think, in my mind, I don't think the Eagles get as far as they do without any of those players, including Jalen Hurts. So to continuously knock this kid, and all he has done was get better year over year. I think we have an issue of looking at players, and we have the tendency to look at what happened in the past. And that's what a lot of people have done with Jalen Hurts. What happened when he was in college? What happened when he was his first or second year? You can't get better. You can't improve your game. We've seen players. He was a second round pick. Who cares? Tom Brady was a 5th round pick. Tom Brady wasn't, or 6th round pick. Tom Brady wasn't considered the best quarterback coming out of that draft. Like, so it's like, who, but he got 7 rings. So who cares at this point? To me, at the end of the day, he got something that all players, at least I hope all players, are striving to get. The reason why you play the game. And he's been to 2. You got 1, you've been to 2. I'm sorry, yeah. And you got the Super Bowl MVP, if that counts for anything. So anything else, I could care less.
Corey.
I'm gonna take
now. Are they attacking Cam Newton fairly though? Because they when they came to push back on Cam Newton, I'm asking Corey. They when they pushed back on Cam Newton, all they said was Cam didn't do this, Cam didn't do that.
I mean, yeah, I don't think it's fair at all because, he's right. They took personal attacks at him. You know what I'm saying? You can't really criticize his game because Cam played the way Cam plays. You know what I'm saying? Like Ryan Clark said that his strong suit was when he was running around. He was such a threat to run. Like he think about Cam Newton when he was in Carolina. Name 3 wide receivers that played for Carolina when they went to the Super Bowl.
With Cam, Ted Ginn was the only one that you can remember.
No, it was there too, wasn't it?
Funchess was there.
Funchess and
Kelvin Benjamin.
He wasn't there.
He wasn't there?
No, not the Super
Greg
Bowl.
Olsen.
No. Steve Smith was gone too.
Greg Olsen was a tight end, but you can count him. Sure.
Was Steve Smith there?
Steve Smith was gone.
Yeah, no, football is a team sport. Absolutely.
Yes. So this is my thing about James. This is my thing about Jalen Hurts. And, is Jalen Hurts a good quarterback? Jalen Hurts is probably the best game manager in the NFL. He don't make a lot of mistakes, right? He's mobile. He can run. You know what I mean? But Howard Roseman is the real MVP of the Philadelphia Eagles. That dude puts together a roster every single year. Salary cap issues, anything, they get around it and they put together a quality football team every single year. Jalen Hurts just reaps the benefits from it. All you got to do is don't fuck it up. That's it. And that's what he does.
So do you think he's top 10 in the league right now?
A top 10 quarterback in the NFL.
I'm gonna pull up the list Cam made and tell you how many people he had in front of him.
Okay, show me.
Unless Chris can get to it faster than me, because Chris usually gets stuff faster than me.
Hey, I like what Corey said about this game manager thing, right? We also know the best game manager to ever do this thing. We call him the GOAT now. Right. We call him the GOAT now, right? So if you say that he was the best game manager ever, and then Jalen Hurts is in this conversation, you got to say somebody now. He got to be in the top 10.
All right, what's Cam Newton's top 10, Chris?
All right, going from you want 1 to 10 or 10 to 1?
We can go to 1 to 10 because number 10 is gonna really piss y'all off.
All right, number 1, you got Josh Allen. Number 2, you got Lamar Jackson. Number 3, Patrick Mahomes.
This list bogus as fuck already.
Number 3, Patrick Mahomes. Number 4, Joe Burrow. Number 5, Matthew Stafford. Number 6, Jared Goff. Number 7, Jaden Daniels. Number 8, CJ Stroud. Number 9, Justin Herbert. Number 10, Baker Mayfield.
Yeah, he out of pocket.
Let's discuss.
He out of pocket.
So, okay, so you think about this. You got to think about this, right? Okay. Josh Allen is not better than Patrick Mahomes. There's nothing except for maybe run the football, right? There's nothing that Josh Allen does better than Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes wins Super Bowls. He does everything that you're supposed to do. And the dude be fat and out of shape and still be winning Super Bowls. Right? I don't understand how Justin Herbert makes anybody's top 10 list. The dude ain't even, he made the playoffs once and got beat. I mean, it had a 24-3 lead going in at halftime and got beat. Right? Did absolutely nothing in the second half. Nothing. But that dude is in everybody's top 10 list. Right? Jaden Daniels, okay. He had a great rookie season.
Too soon.
Is he a top 10 quarterback in the NFL? No.
Yeah. But if you're going off last year, how you take the quarterback that won the Super Bowl and not put
with you.
Yeah, Jared Goff is a hell no. Baker Mayfield is a hell no. Jaden Daniels is a hell no. And CJ Stroud is a hell no.
There's no way you can do that.
No.
There's no way.
Jalen Hurts is at the very least, Jalen Hurts is number 5 or 6.
I agree with that.
Here's my thing. And this is another thing I think about. When a lot of people make these top 10 lists, they think about what their ideal of a quarterback is from a physical standpoint, the traits, right? But for me,
because
wait a minute, hold on.
Lamar Jackson
Corey, let me finish.
Top 10.
Let me finish. Right? Let me finish. So to me, it may include some of that, but here's another part that I think a lot of people don't consider when making top 10. And what I mean by, what their size is, how far they could throw a football down the field. They could throw it 80, 90 yards down the field. That doesn't necessarily win you games. That doesn't necessarily mean that when you need to make a play as a quarterback, this is your time to make a play. Your team needs you at this moment. Go make this play. Some of those players on the back end of that list, they're not doing that. Some of those players, they're the reason why their teams are losing, right? When it comes to Jalen Hurts, he might not be able to throw the ball 100 yards down the field. He might not be able to do them little tricky sidearm throws. I don't care about that stuff. I need you to make a play. Go make that play. Your team needs you right here, right now. And there's been times last year, a couple years ago when they was in the Super Bowl before they had Saquon Barkley, where he had to go make those plays, and he has shown that time and time again. So, people continuously knock this kid, and all he does, and I think part of that is the media don't really like him because he doesn't want to talk to them. He doesn't want to talk to the media. So do I think he's a top 10 quarterback? Absolutely. When you see a lot of these quarterbacks and they throwing 5-6 picks a game, they're messing up in the playoffs or whatnot. And you got Jalen doing what's right, doing what he's supposed to be doing. And they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing. And you overly criticizing him and not the other guys. I mean, at this point, it kind of is what it is.
Yeah, Jalen Hurts got that Jalen Brown thing going on. He too outwardly outspoken about his community as far as his his demographic. I think he's one of those guys who also has a black woman as an agent, and he's outspoken about that. So they don't like when you too conscious about what I mean. Yeah, they don't like that. So some of it is that, but this coming from Cam Newton, another brother, a black quarterback that know the stigma that black quarterbacks get. I would like to see them have a little bit more, and we know he kind of doing it for clickbait. Like you can't make a top 10 list without slighting someone or doing something that's unorthodox so people can talk about it. If the top 10 list was the same list from ESPN, nobody would have talked about it.
Right.
Y'all missing it. Y'all missing it. Everybody missed it.
I didn't even say nothing. He had Josh Allen number 1, Lamar number 2.
Right.
Those are the 2 quarterbacks in the league right now whose skill set mirrors what Cam Newton's skill set was. You see what I'm saying?
Sort of.
Sure.
And then to have Goat at 3 is crazy. And
he did not have Tom Brady at 3.
Yeah, sure,
he did not have Jerry Rice
he had
at
Goat
3.
at 3. So then people always throwing Joe Burrow in. He's a serial loser as well. He's no different than Herbert. They both have the same exact success, except for Joe Burrow went to a Super Bowl. After that, neither one of them is there. You don't put a guy who been a Super Bowl and won a Super Bowl behind these guys. All those other guys. If you don't have any rings, you're not. You got to put the people with rings first. And last I checked, there's a guy with 3 rings. Then there's a guy with 1 ring. And don't really nobody else got ring. Aaron Rodgers' ring is so old it don't even count no more.
There's another guy with 1 ring that's within the last 5 years. Don't forget.
Matthew Stafford.
He in the list. He on the list. Matt Stafford. He there.
Yeah. Okay.
He
just making sure.
He there. And
I'll put him behind Jalen Hurts
Matt Stafford
on his list.
Yo, but listen, man.
But if we talking about last year's play, they take away from Jalen Hurts from everything that he had, but you give the same props to Joe Burrow having those 2 number 1A, number 1B receivers. You get what I'm saying? It doesn't make sense.
And I feel like you can't penalize. We talk about so much how football is a team sport, and it's one of the most team-centric sports. You don't get the job done without all 22 on the field doing their job, right?
Speak to him.
So I don't understand how we penalizing Jalen Hurts for. First off, they like you said, whoever the GM is or the owner or whatever that put the team together created a system so perfect that everybody works perfectly with each other, that they got the job done. You can't penalize Jalen Hurts for that.
They do defense. That's what they do.
You can't. Right. And we watched Philly build this team. We literally watched them build this team. And you can't just because
hold on, Chris. It's one thing to be disrespectful.
You could let me finish
let's go to hold on, because this right here is blatantly retarded. Aaron Rodgers' ring count as much as Patricia Mahomes. Well, let's get to counting rings. If we gonna count ring, if they count as much, which ones count more? 1 ring or 3? Show ass up. Go ahead, Chris. I apologize.
That math ain't mathing.
I feel you, Jay. I feel you. But just because Jalen Hurts didn't put up 4,500 yards and 45 touchdowns and, didn't do the things that, we expected to come from him with the type of game that he has, doesn't mean that we got to penalize. The 2,900 yards and however many touchdowns he had was exactly what that team needed to go get the ultimate goal, which was win a Super Bowl. Right. And then when the lights was the brightest in the Super Bowl, he won the Super Bowl MVP for a reason. He put up a performance. You know what I'm saying? So you can't knock this guy. And I love Cam, man, but I think this is coming from a place of quarterback bitterness because he had the chance to do it. And
thank you, man.
And made a couple of decisions. Also, I personally believe the league wouldn't let Peyton Manning going out like that.
Thank you.
First off, the league wasn't letting Peyton go out like that.
Listen, man.
So he had a stack deck against them anyway. But with that still being said, the talent that Cam had, he could have overcame that had he tried. I believe
the talent he had.
No, I'm talking about Cam Newton talent within himself. His talent.
No.
I'm talking about the talent he was going to. Though.
You wasn't finna win that.
No. I wasn't talking about that talent. I'm talking about his internal talent.
Nah, you right. Listen, man, no one's talking about the win or loss. What did Cam Newton say? He said, oh, they talked about I didn't jump on the ball. He didn't say nothing about the win and the loss in that Super Bowl. So we could forget about the odds or whoever was supposed to win and Peyton Manning and all this nonsense, whatever the case may be. He chose not to dive on the ball in that moment. I was watching the game live. Y'all was probably watching the game live. When you watch that play live, then you guys can easily say, what the hell is Cam Newton doing? You would have expected him to put himself in harm's way. He was going to get hit going for that loose ball. Those guys were hounding for it, but he chose not to do that. That was up to him. That ain't got nothing to do with nobody. So what this comes across as, Cam Newton's been real sensitive because they mentioned him not jumping on that ball. You can tell that really bothers Cam Newton deep down inside, man, because when you look at the numbers between Cam Newton and Jalen Hurts, they're pretty similar, guys. When you look at the running numbers and the touchdowns and things of that nature, man, they're pretty similar. Cam Newton's rookie year, he threw for over 4,000 yards. Never threw for over 4,000 yards again in his career. So we can say that Cam Newton came at his peak. And once again, Cam Newton was sensational. To me, Cam Newton's big playability, which made him great. You never knew what Cam Newton could do. He could break for 70 yards. He could break 3-4 tackles. He could run guys over. He could throw the ball deep on the run. He made the guys around him better because of his talent. But ultimately, Cam Newton didn't have the heart. He didn't have it in him in those moments. That's what he's remembered for. It bothers him. That's what I got from these comments from Cam Newton. So when you're talking about Jalen Hurts and you're talking about what he's accomplished in his career, irrelevant of the team, man, Cam Newton has some good players around him. We could talk about the lack of wide receiver depth and things of that nature. Having Greg Olsen there from the beginning of your career, all throughout your career, is a big help. We all know how much a tight end means to a young quarterback coming into the league. He's dependable, Greg Olsen. But he also had sensational players like Thomas Davis, Luke Kuechly, the defensive end. They had top defense in several years. Cam Newton's team won 11 games, 3 separate occasions during that run. They were a very good team. They led consistency. That was their problem from Cam Newton and the rest of that team. Injuries derailed them. Let's not forget, when Christian McCaffrey came in, Cam Newton got injured, man. So we really never got to see what Cam Newton could do at the end of his career with someone like a Christian McCaffrey, a sensational player like that. But I think Cam Newton has a little bit of bitterness inside him because Jalen Hurts has a Super Bowl championship and an MVP, and he's nowhere near as talented as Cam Newton.
Hey, I object to that. I think
I don't agree.
So
I don't.
So
because,
I definitely don't agree with that. So 2 years ago, when Philly went to the Super Bowl, they was talking about Jalen Hurts as MVP, right? And now all of a sudden, he won a Super Bowl, and now he's not in the top 10. That's crazy to me. That's crazy to me.
Yeah.
Like he sacrificed for the team. Like how you get penalized for sacrificing for your team?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Just because the stat line ain't right. So that's where Cam Newton is wrong at. He's using the stat line to put guys over Jalen Hurts that shouldn't be over him. Like this dude went out and won games, and that's all you're supposed to be doing, not trying to get stats. So
that's what I'm saying.
I think we
Jalen
all agree
Hurts
on
gave effort. Jalen Hurts went out there and did the things that Cam Newton didn't do ultimately, even though he was a
that's what we separated.
240 pounds, man. He's out there running 4.4.
That's what we separated. Hold on. That's what we separated. He's not doing stuff that Cam Newton's not willing to do or already did.
He put up Terrell Owens, man. Terrell Owens was on one leg in the Super Bowl. He was on one leg, Terrell Owens.
I get to that.
Cam Newton won't even dive on a ball.
That's one play. We've seen Cam Newton.
That's a Super Bowl, Mel. Are you crazy?
I'm about to get to that.
What are you saying, Mel?
That don't define.
Right there.
That don't define Cam Newton for me. Listen to what I'm saying. That don't define Cam Newton for me. I've seen enough players.
But it does. That's what he's remembered for.
Hold on. Stop, Robin. Robin, chill out.
On that ball.
Yeah, that's cool for people remembering him for that, but that don't mean I got to remember him for that. Like I'm pretty sure the part where you're right at is that does bother Cam Newton. And they did bring it up, so he was triggered. So that part is true. But the part of saying that we're going to use that play in the Super Bowl to say this is what identifies Cam Newton, he gave his body up more than any other quarterback I've seen. That's why he's out of the league.
When it mattered most. When it mattered most.
This dude had an undefeated season and went straight through the playoffs and played in a rigged game that was rigged for the Denver Broncos and Peyton Manning. Man, it is what it is. They lost. He had a horrible play where he had a chance to dive on split second.
He's talking about Terrell Owens. He played on one leg.
Hold on, Robin. I just let you spin for straight 4 minutes, man. Hold on, chill out. Right?
Mel, I was cooking. I was cooking, and you know I was.
Yeah, but there wasn't no grease on the stove, Robin. But listen, that one play where he didn't dive on it, bad cam.
Barbecue chicken out here.
Bad cam, spank him on his head, bad cam. But to take that to say that he wasn't the type of quarterback that put his body on the line in one play, and he's put his body on the line. I'm doing front flips over linebackers, running linebackers over, running through the gap like he a running back. He put his plan hurt. He put his body on the line. So we don't have to really question that. We could just say that was a bad play for Cam Newton. It is what it is. But I don't even want to get on Cam Newton too much because it's not about that. And that's what Cam was saying. It's about his opinion on why he put Jalen Hurts outside the top 10. We can talk about that the most. And he's wrong about that, or at least I disagree. I don't think you could put Jayden Daniels, CJ Stroud, Jared Goff, and a couple of other guys over Jalen Hurts. I think Jalen Hurts is a top 5, top 6 quarterback in the league. Right. So I disagree with Cam, but I disagree with you that all the critique and criticism of Cam is valid. But that's my thoughts.
Hey, Mel, real quick. I don't know who this is, that comment that was just up there, but he just wanted to let you know that it was 15-1, not undefeated. Whoever that is. Whoever that gentleman is.
He said that's you. 15-1. Got it.
Whoever that gentleman is.
Yeah.
Go back to the Cam Newton list though.
That's more time, Chris.
I said to go back to the Cam Newton list. I think I'm with Jay. What my biggest issue is I can't pit two people over Patrick Mahomes when they can't beat Patrick Mahomes when it matters the most.
Who is Patrick?
I agree.
Mahomes?
Patrick.
The same thing as Patrick. It's Patrick. It was the one that was last year that didn't win the Super Bowl. That's Patrick.
Who said Patrick? Patrick.
You said Patrick. It's not like you said Patrick.
Maybe my mic was going in and out, but I said Patrick.
Patrick Mahomes.
Patrick threw that interception in the Super Bowl.
Patrick threw 2 interceptions in the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
no, Patrick did.
Joe Montana never did.
And Joe Montana also wasn't throwing the ball to Juju Smith-Schuster.
Yeah, Joe Montana he had to worry about getting rocked by real defensive guys. He wasn't protected by them rules, was he?
So the thing that
he was running for his life out there in the field.
Literally, is like you literally watch Cam Newton carry the team on his shoulders because he didn't have anything. So him not having he had no talent on his offense. If your best talent is Greg Olsen, that ain't good enough. I'm sorry.
Not for no daggone Super Bowl.
Come on, man.
Come on, man. Hey, look, Corey, when you tell a quarterback, we're gonna give you Ted Ginn Jr. And what was the dude named Brown? Some dude named Brown. I can't remember who it was.
Greg Olsen.
Man, come on, dog.
Evan Funches.
It ain't like Greg Olsen going to take the top off the defense for him. He was Ted Ginn was famous for dropping 70-yard bombs with no defense on them. Right? Ted Ginn was famous that year for dropping 70-yard bombs. And then after that, he wasn't in the league no more.
Wide open.
Listen, man, we know football's a team game, man. Tom Brady had Randy Moss and he still lost.
But Robin,
let's keep it a buck, man.
Surrounded by talent. That's crazy as hell.
And let's keep it.
That defense was stout. That defense was legit.
But okay, so let's talk about the Eagles.
D'Angelo Williams was no slouch, man. Listen,
let's talk about the Eagles then.
I did not once say that Cam Newton played with a stacked team.
Hey, listen, Robin, just because you get loud don't mean you're right.
No one said he played with a stacked team. What are you talking about?
No, you said he had plenty of talent around him. Yes,
I said he had Greg Olsen. That's what I said. As a rookie.
So
as a rookie,
you were talking about he had no talent, and you mentioned Greg Olsen, and that's the best talent that he had.
And I mentioned a stacked defense. What are you talking? They won 11 games. They won 12 games and 15 games.
But Robin,
he did that by himself.
Compare that to Jalen Hurts.
He did that by himself. You sound ridiculous. You sound insane. You sound insane. It's football, my man. Everybody contributes. The kicker, the punter, the blockers. Some sounded insane. I never said he had a whole stacked team.
Yeah, you did say that, Robin. But listen, Philly
I know the game, man. Stop.
Philly has a stacked defense. Plus, they went and got AJ Brown. Plus, they went and got D Smith. Plus, they got a number 3 receiver, and they got tight ends, and they got Saquon Barkley. They continue to bring people on their offense to help him out.
I'm a combat that just a little bit because nobody knew Philly had a so-called stacked defense prior to
Yeah, we
last
did.
year. No, you
Nah,
didn't.
we knew.
No,
They
you
was
didn't.
drafting all them
No,
Georgia
you-
boys on
no,
the
you
front
didn't.
line.
No,
They
you
was
didn't.
drafting all them
No, you
Georgia boys.
didn't.
Yes, they did.
Let's go back to the tapes. Let's go
We
back
knew
to
it.
the
Hey,
tapes.
we knew
And
it. We knew
everybody,
that.
never mind.
I am with
Hold
on
on,
this.
hold on. Let's go back to the tapes. Prior to last season, Philly ain't
Yeah.
finna do nothing. That defense is not it. Look what happened in last year. They
Who
was
said
drafted.
that?
I'm with
Who
you.
said
I'm
that?
with you. The year after the Super Bowl.
Thank
Who
you.
said that?
Thank you. Because I know
Who
I'm
said
not
that?
making
On
this
this
stuff
show?
up. Look at the
Yeah,
rankings. Hold on,
The
hold on.
Cowboys
Not
fans.
on
Look
this
at,
show.
wait,
Listen,
wait, wait.
I think the
No.
Cowboys
Oh.
third.
Look at.
on
I didn't
Yeah.
say everybody said it, Corey.
Yeah.
I didn't say
I'm with you.
everybody
I'm
said
with you,
it.
Britt.
But what I'm saying, look at the rankings for the individual players on the team this year throughout the
We
media.
knew that front line
A
was going
lot.
to get that
Wait a minute.
quarterback, Britne.
A lot of them aren't even the top 10. So if the team is so elite and the team is so great, not a lot of these. Devontae Smith is not even considered a top 10 wide receiver.
But we know what he is. Come on, Britt. Stop.
But
Now.
what I'm saying is all of a sudden there's a stacked team where most people prior to the Super Bowl year wasn't even considered this team a stacked team. They had good offensive line, 2 good receivers. We're not sure about the head coach. Jalen Hurts is pretty decent. Saquon Barkley prior to this year, well, he didn't do much with the Giants. So it was so much critique. Did I say Mel said this? Did I say Mel? But what I'm saying is these are the headlines that are out there.
Okay, got you.
And now these are the same people. When you go back to them now, oh, the team is stacked. They got a super team. They got this. They got that. No, Howie Roseman put the pieces together that fit, and it worked. And everybody did what they were supposed to do.
I agree. I agree. But this is my point to Robin. The only reason why I brought up Philly is because he was talking about Cam Newton juxtaposed to Jalen Hurts and saying that Cam Newton had enough to win, but he didn't win. And I'm like, well, Jalen Hurts had what Cam had plus a better offense. So when you look at the Carolina Panthers defense that was like number 1 in the league that year, all they had that was legit was their linebacking core with Thomas Davis and Kuechly. They had Josh Norman that had a
shut down corner.
Yeah, he was the
great year.
Who was the Philly that dude that married the actress Nominee Asamoah. Yeah, he had a Nominee Asamoah year.
He did
where it looked like he was legit, but he really wasn't legit, right? So they had Josh Norman looking like the
He
best
looked
corner
better
in the
because
league.
of those linebackers.
Right. So
Listen,
because
man,
those
they had a
linebackers.
stout front seven, man.
But this is my point.
line was
Hold
stout
on,
also.
Robert. Hold on, Robert. I can't. You come on. You can't overtalk me, man. So listen. Philly had they had linebackers not as good as Carolina, but the defensive front, that defensive line, we knew was gonna be good at some point. I mean, they was going to get out to the quarterback. They could rotate probably 6 pass rushers that was legit.
It's 7.
And half of them was from Georgia. And then they had secondary as well. So we knew that was straight. And Rosenfeld every single year. Okay, we're going to start Jalen Hurts. I'm going to go get your receiver from Alabama. Here come Smith. Then we're going to go get AJ Brown in a trade. Then we're going to go get Saquon Barkley in a trade. Like he done something I don't know his name. He done something every single year to help Jalen Hurts. And all Carolina did was the opposite. Oh, we got Cam Newton. We're going to have to pay him eventually. He's a franchise quarterback. Well, guess what? If we paying you, we can't pay Steve Smith. Steve Smith, you're gone, right? So they was taken away from Cam Newton because he was a franchise quarterback and he could get it done without it. And they adding to Jalen Hurts. So that's the difference between them two.
Yo,
and then,
let's be real clear here. Cam Newton was a beast, y'all. I never said this man wasn't. What this dude do, I mean, he barely missed any games. Like you mentioned, he was doing all of this in the air and on the ground and missing very few games, Cam Newton. I did not put any shade on Cam Newton. What I said was that you can tell he's upset because people remember him for not jumping on the ball, no matter how you want to slice it. So he takes it to heart. Cam Newton was sensational. So in that moment, people expected him to make that play. So when we talk about did he have enough to win, he had enough to win, but he would have to be sensational for his team to win. And that's what he was more often than not. But to say that he had zero talent around him, This is football. We all know that you need a team around you. These guys were blocking. These guys were doing things. Greg Olsen was there. Like I said, don't downplay that man to lift up Cam Newton. That's insane. That man was consistent. He was there every single day putting it in. Once again, don't put shade on these guys. That defense was there. Like I said, they won 11 or more games, 3 separate years. You don't do that by yourself.
They was playing in the NFC South, though.
It really was.
Look at the teams that beat them in the playoffs in the Super Bowl. Look at the teams that beat them. They lost to a Denver Broncos team that was excellent. Their defense was just that stout. They lost to a Niners team that went to 3 consecutive NFC championship games and was in the Super Bowl. They lost to some real quality teams. They didn't get beat by nobodies. Carolina was a good team.
Yeah, that was a good team. Nobody said they wasn't.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, I'm putting the facts out right now.
No, I mean,
you better go do your homework.
I don't know.
Homework's been done. We don't have to do homework. I talked to course.
I just want to add just some fun tidbits.
3 straight NFC championships at Niners team that beat them.
I've been doing some Wikipediaing and Googling while y'all was doing y'all thing.
While Robin was getting cooked. Come get this work, Robin. Don't leave.
So
I'm blazing it up right now. You see the chat.
So
come get this work.
y'all do with this information what y'all will. But that
I played all these sports. I watched all this stuff growing up.
That 15-1 Panthers team had 8 All-Pros, 4 on defense, 4 on offense.
Who are your offensive All-Pros?
The offensive All-Pros were Cam Newton, the fullback, and their center. Those were the offensive All-Pros for the Panthers. Everything else was on D. Oh, and Greg Olsen. Sorry, he was second team. And then the other 4 were Luke Kuechly, the other linebacker I said with Thomas Davis. Josh Norman and Kawan Short, the DT.
The DT,
yeah.
The Eagles Super Bowl season. The Eagles Super Bowl season.
Don't go anywhere, Rob. I'm back.
The Eagles Super Bowl season that just passed. They only had 6 All-Pro and only 2 were on defense. Linebacker Zach Bond and DT Jalen Carter.
Thank you for reminding me.
The rest were 2 offensive tackles, AJ Brown and Saquon Barkley.
Thank you for reminding me about Zach Bond. Nobody knew what he was.
You're right.
Blazing it up.
I agree.
Nobody knew what he was. I didn't even know what he was, to be honest with you.
And he got first team All-Pro.
I don't know about that because I mean you have to define the spread because Greg Olsen is not enough to win a Super Bowl. We literally watched Cam Newton just carry that team on his back.
We agree with that.
We watched it, right? But talent on offense, I mean, your center was good. Okay, cool, right? The tight end was good. Okay, cool. But like I led my statement off before, and we struggled, right? Name 3 receivers that played for that team. Name 2 running backs. Name 1 running back. Name 1.
D'Angelo Williams.
Jonathan Stewart.
Jonathan
Stewart. Yo, listen, man. Hold on. Why are you trying to disrespect these guys and make Cam Newton look better than he is?
I'm just telling you that Cam Newton.
Why are you doing this?
I'm telling you that Cam Newton is that good.
No, you're better than this, man. I know you're a football guy.
You're trying to say because of one play.
You're doing what they do to Emmitt Smith.
He wasn't doing anything. Like what you did, what you did right there, you did the same thing that George Teague did in the first thing that we talked about. You backtrack.
Yeah, Jeff Teague.
Shout out to George.
Jeff Teague.
George and Jeff, both of them.
Both of them. You did the same exact thing.
You better check the chat, homie. I'm cooking it out here, man.
I mean, that's the chat of your people. You're supposed to.
Y'all need to get me on here more often. Then what
Britne,
you talking about?
Britne, you think y'all can
so your man just read off the All-Pros. He just read them off. Why you think he did that?
Yeah, but Robin, you should know well enough that just because you don't make All-Pro don't mean a whole lot.
Oh, come on,
Hold on, Robin. I've listened to your channel and you talked about Jokic not having All-Star.
Mel, this is football, Mel.
So are you giving the same excuse? Are you giving the same excuse that Jokic don't have All-Stars? Are you one of those guys?
Mel.
Are you one of those guys? Yes or no? Are you one of those guys? Yes or no?
Football.
Jokic don't have All-Stars. What does that mean?
Keep it about football. All-Pro, not a
Robin,
Pro Bowl.
Robin, real quick. Hold on, real quick. I can keep it about football, basketball. I can keep it about whatever the hell I want to right now. All right. So let's have a conversation and stop cutting me off. Stop cutting me off. Are you one of those guys that you're going to define an entire football team based on who made All-Pro? Yes or no? It don't mean a hill of beans. It can guide you to a conclusion, but it don't mean a hill of beans. We know Philly had a good defense. Just because I just told you
my point was validated by your man's research. He validated what I was saying.
Guys. Hold on, Robin. They got 6 guys that can they got 6 guys on the defensive front that can rotate. If they all rotating out and staying fresh, they're not going to get the stats that's going to make them all pro, but they're definitely all pro caliber players. Come on, man. Let's use common sense and stop trying to win a debate. You already lost 10 minutes ago.
Come on, man. He validated me, man.
Let me ask you a question, Britne. This is your team, Philly. Do you think Jonathan Stewart is better than Saquon Barkley?
Who said that? Rewind the tape. Who said that?
No. Do you think any receiver on the Panthers team is better than AJ Brown and Devontae Smith?
I just said Cam Newton was nice.
Brown. Are there 2 receivers better than them on the Panthers?
You're still going crazy right now.
No, the answer is no. The answer is no.
You sound crazy.
Mel, let me.
Luke Kuechly is better than anybody they got on defense.
Mel, I'm gonna just cut this short for you. The only player better on that team.
I need you to take a damn breath. God dang.
Mel, the only player that was better on that Carolina team than that Philly team was Cam Newton and Jalen Hurts. That's it.
And
Luke Kuechly. Luke Kuechly was better than anybody they got on D.
And Luke Kuechly. And I'll give you Luke Kuechly too.
I give you Luke as well.
And
so
maybe Greg Olsen, maybe, because I don't even know who y'all tight end was this year. Who was it, Britne? Was it
Zach Ertz?
Dallas Goedert. Yeah, so Greg Olsen, Luke Kuechly, and Cam Newton. Them the only ones that was better than their counterparts on
them. The only ones. You just named a whole bunch of guys, a whole plethora.
I named 3 guys out of a 53-man roster, Rob.
No, you named 4 guys that were sensational. How many guys on the field?
11 at a time. 11
We're talking about offense and defense.
So are you guys trying to prove?
Right.
Are you trying to prove how great Cam Newton is, or
no, we're not doing that.
Not so great. You think Jalen Hurts?
No,
we're not doing none of that. Robin changed the subject. I was just rebutting what he said because he was saying that Cam Newton was. He was saying Cam Newton had all of this around him and was supposed to be able to get it done like Jalen Hurts. I'm like, no, I don't.
I said he didn't jump on the ball, Mel. Stop it.
I don't. Right, and you said he didn't jump on the ball. You said that, but you also said he had enough around him where he could have got it done like Jalen Hurts. I'm like, no, he didn't have what Jalen Hurts had around him. As a quarterback, you need somebody.
No one said he had more. Never said he had more.
All right, so the case is
run the tape back.
You didn't have more. Case closed.
Cooking y'all in the chat. Those are your guys telling you I'm cooking in the chat.
Hold on.
You're just loud.
As I'm looking, hold on, y'all. As I'm looking over the season that the Carolina Panthers had, as I'm looking over the season, it was a very underwhelming 15-1 season, if I'm being honest with you. I'm looking at these scores. The defense wasn't really defensing like y'all say they was.
They wasn't.
It was a lot of 1-score games. It was a lot of high-scoring games. So
they're winning 1-score games.
Cam would literally wheel them to victory. Like literally.
There's only a couple of blowouts in here, and it was against the Washington Redskins.
Thank you very much.
We know who they was. The Buccaneers, who we know what they was. The Falcons, we know what they was.
Thank you.
And they even split with the Falcons. So
y'all are really reaching right now.
Out the Cowboys too. I don't think
they did 33-14.
Yeah, they beat the shit out the Cowboys.
Thanksgiving. Yeah. So I mean, that's probably one of the most underwhelming and luckiest 15.
The long and the short of it is that Cam Newton was wrong to leave Jalen Hurts off of his top 10.
Oh, for sure, 100%. 100%. I don't even got Jared Goff better than Jalen Hurts.
Right?
No, not at all. All right, come on, Robin, come on back. Round 2. Of your session. Hey man, we gotta finish this GOAT criteria.